We have alongside us obviously this evening two players, and we've had plenty of debate here on different programmes about the format of the championship. Alex, you'll be coming at it from the point of view of very much a dual player. You play hurling with the Harriers, you play football with St Mary's Magdalen Town. Conor, I suppose we could describe you as a dual player as well, hurling with Oulart, soccer with St Joseph's. But in terms of the championship format, Alex, what do you think?
I'm coming at it from a different perspective than a lot of players, in that I'm a dual player, but I have two different clubs. If I was playing for the Martins, if I was playing for Glyn, I'm still playing for the one club, but I'm playing for two separate entities. So for me, I actually really like this championship format. It suits me personally as a player. It might not suit everybody, but it suits me in that I can focus on my hurling. I have a set time frame. I know when my games are on. Give everything to the hurling, and now that we're out of the championship, I'm turning around and I'm giving everything to the football. So thinking back to other years when you were maybe had 2 weeks hurling, 2 weeks football, I just feel I wasn't giving everything to, let's say, the Harriers one fortnight and then the Marys the other fortnight. So I was caught out. But I just feel this current format suits me as a town player and as a player with two different clubs. And
just one thing on that then as well, like the fact that we have 3 or 4 different football teams, and you have the Harriers, we'll say, and Clonard. So you could have players that might be playing hurling with the Harriers, and then you have 4 different football teams. In the alternate weeks, was it kind of awkward for all the different teams to have training that suited with each other? I know you were probably just worrying about your own trainings, but like, was it an issue?
Yeah, look, I suppose with the players on the Harriers, you on the football side, most would be with the SARS, then we'd have some with the Marys, and you'd have some with the Vols as well. I suppose the issue was maybe if it was a football fortnight or a football week, that we'd be giving everything to football. Maybe some lads who weren't as interested in the football, let's say, would be still giving their time to the hurling, so the football club weren't even really getting them during the football week. So it actually did create problems, I know, for some clubs. It just didn't really suit us. It didn't really suit us going between the two. So that's why the current format suits me and suits us.
And Conor, your thoughts on the format?
Yeah, look at it as I'm coming from a different perspective from Alex. We're predominantly hurling out in Oulart. I just feel that purely from an injury side of things, that if you pick up an injury early or whatever stage of the championship, it just doesn't give you any great time to try and get yourself back right. I think, you know, if you had maybe a couple of weeks in between each matches, I think it'd be probably better suited. But look at it, as I say, it's hard to probably come up with a solution because everyone is probably going to be in a different boat. But personally, I wouldn't agree with it. To be honest, I think it's tough if you go out and play a match on a Sunday evening, and you know, for amateur players getting up to go to work and the next day, and you're carrying an eagle maybe, and all of a sudden a couple of days later a few days later you're into another match again the following weekend. So I don't think it sees players at their best. You know, I think, and
one thing, you've been kind of so used to having, when it was alternate weeks, to having a week off to recover, whereas Alex, you were so used to just turning around and getting straight into your football from the hurling week.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I think that, you know, from just looking at it from a perspective, even for inter-county, you know, it's going to be hard. Like, we played 4 weeks of hurling there and we're finished now, but you know, going forward for inter-county teams, you know, it's going to be hard to pick players. You know, potentially there's players there now hurling that won't see a competitive hurling match for another 9, maybe 10 months, and it's probably too long, if I'm being honest. But as you say, you know, I have an opinion, Alex has an opinion. Sometimes it's what works for the player, but I think maybe looking at it from an overall picture, from in terms of Wexford, going forward, I don't think it's going to be that easy to pick players off club teams, particularly if you only get maybe 4 weeks of hurling, if you're unfortunate enough not to come out of the group. But look, it's a hard one to.
Yeah. I don't think there's any easy fix to this. Like when you look at the old format, and you kind of brought it up there, it suited, let's say, me in the sense that I was always kind of match fit, and you were going from championship hurling to championship football. Now I was maybe injury free and it suited, but you were constantly playing matches and championship matches at that. So you were bringing momentum from the hurling into the football and vice versa. But look, it's a very hard one to come to agreement on, or to decide what to do next. Everyone has their own opinion. It was voted on. I know it was a very, very fine vote this year. It was just one vote ahead.
Very close.
Yeah, it was very close.
Exactly,
but
yeah.
Look, it's going to be brought to the table, I'm sure, for next year's fixtures. As much debated topic, but we'll have to see what comes of it.
Yeah, exactly. So we will have to see what comes of it. The debate, no doubt, will continue.